while the Germans snatched second place with a 3-2 win over Spain. Yesterday's win took Australia's goal tally to 19 from their 5 qualifying games. Stephen Davies, the team's leading goal scorer, with 6 for the tournament, including one of the more unorthodox contenders for Play of the Day.
Through the legs.
Well, it's an all...
Champions Trophy, Australia against Germany. Completion of the round-robin matches, Australia on top of the table, Germany second, Spain third, the Dutch fourth, Korea fifth, Pakistan in sixth position. What a turnaround from the Olympic year in 1996. Shortly we'll talk to Terry Walsh, the Australian coach, but before that, David Christensen, who's been following the event for 7 Nightly News and Sports World, takes us through the Australian highlights of the week.
Davies.
The Kookaburras have scored some spectacular goals in the past week, starting with a delicate touch from James Elmer.
A variation. It's come off Elmer, I think.
Same game, same player, but this time more brutal than delicate.
Oh, shoulder! He lost his stick. He found it again and found the goal.
3-0 over Spain, and they followed that with a 5-3 win over Pakistan. Again, the trademark, a freewheeling style of play up forward.
Gets to the circle, choppy. Applies the ball. Davies again.
Germany offered a tougher defence, much tougher for David Wansborough. But it was the talented midfielder who helped engineer a stunning Australian breakthrough.
He gets down in there with Davies coming through. Great play.
At the back, Damon Deletti was solid in goals all week. He also gave the forwards the rebound they needed to score a second against the Germans.
Davies loves this. Shot from top again. What a great goal.
The Netherlands, pre-tournament favourites, were having an ordinary week. Jay Stacey and Stephen Davies made sure it stayed that way.
That man again, Stephen Davies.
And it was against the Dutch the Aussie penalty corner battery made its first conversion. The good form continued against Korea yesterday. The Aussies scoring almost at will to finish the tournament unbeaten, scoring 19 goals and conceding just 5.
Absolutely at a loss, the Korean defence.
And while Germany go into today's final with some patchy form, they're still a highly skilled combination with plenty of scoring options. On their day then, Germany is still very much a power in world hockey and still a threat to the Aussies this afternoon. And this is what they're playing for this afternoon. Australia and Germany have won the Champions Trophy each 6 times before. Today, one of them will set a new record. In Adelaide, David Christensen for Sports World.
And that too adds a bit extra sting to this match. Terry Walsh joins us, the Champions Trophy, the number 3 in world hockey, Terry, behind the Olympics and the World Cup, but a great one to win, just the same.
Oh, it's a really important tournament. Winning the Champions Trophy puts you in good stead for the following year, and there's always going to be a World Cup or an Olympic Games around the corner. So this year the Champions Trophy for us is very important. It's the major tournament for 1997, and we're delighted with the way the guys are going.
What a volatile sport it seems to be at the moment, because last year we were at the bottom in this very same trophy. The Dutch and the Pakistanis were the top 2 teams. Why have they done so poorly here and we've done so well, do you think?
Well, there's very minimal difference between the people right at the top in world hockey as there is in most sports. It's very, very hard to stay number 1 sequentially, both from tournament to tournament and from year to year. So I think it's very important that the understanding is that when you get to a major tournament like the Champions Trophy, just a 5% drop-off in form just for a half, leave alone for the whole game, can mean devastating results in actual fact. But we've been very good, we've been very consistent, and yesterday in actual fact to me was a danger game against Korea. Korea are a reasonable side. They're very fit, fast, volatile, and they can cause you problems, but a 6-1 victory to our team probably showed that the depth of our bench, the depth of understanding of what we're trying to do with new concepts and processes of play has been great. And I mean, our guys just love playing. They're really enjoying playing at the moment. Yes, it seems a refreshing team at the moment, a team that's been freshened right up, a freewheeling team who can't help but score goals. Terry, there's another added incentive today, something we don't normally see in a sport like hockey. We think of hockey as being mainly an amateur sport. Under the medal incentive scheme, the Olympic athletic program, if Australia is successful today, we'll improve our world ranking. That means a lot in terms of a financial incentive to the players and to hockey in general. Yeah, for the players it's very important from that point of view. We have a medal incentive scheme which goes across the board for all Olympic players, and to that end they get different amounts depending on where they finish for the primary tournament for that year or their primary competition. So for individual athletes they choose a specific competition which is classified as a world competition for that year. For us, it's a major tournament, so it will be the Champions Trophy for '97. It's across the board. You get, I think it's 9,000 if you finish third or fourth, 15 if you finish second, and 30 if you finish first.
So the Australian team will get $30,000 each if they're successful today?
Yeah.
The 16, so it's worth nearly $500,000 to the Australian team?
Yeah, I suppose you could talk
16 times
that.
3.
Yeah, that's right.
480,000.
Yeah, it's a paltry amount compared with a lot of the other sports, but it's a huge amount according to the hockey players. These guys are virtually professional athletes in the time that they put in and the effort that they make and the sacrifices they make for their families and all the rest of it, just the same as it is for all the other athletes around the world who are competing at that level. So there's a recognition through the Australian Sports Commission and the OAP, and specifically the medal incentive scheme process. It's fantastic for us, and our guys are delighted by that. But that's not the focus. That's far from the focus, obviously. It's not really all that much, considering that these guys make it their livelihood.
Terry, David Wansborough fell out with Frank Murray. He wasn't selected for a number of years. He's been a star prior to that for Australia. You've brought him back into the team. He seems to have played absolutely brilliantly in the midfield this week. David's
a fantastic player. He's a great leader. He's an excellent playmaker. He's been playing in the middle of the ground for us. He has an enormous amount of experience. Ironically, the year or two away from the game has freshened him up mentally, and I think that he's provided us an excellent platform through the midfield. And he's enjoying his game tremendously at the moment. And when you mix enjoyment with absolute class, then you end up with a fantastic product. And he's enjoying it, as I say. The other guys are enjoying him, having him around, and Australian hockey, I think, is having a great benefit from his presence.
Well, it just seems such a waste, though. Apparently, it was due to the fact that there were some problems, I mean, between him and Frank, and also between his father and Frank, and that guy was lost to Australian hockey during an Olympic year. That's all history, Bruce. I think that all of that's gone. Those sort of things happen in sport, unfortunately. But we're not looking backwards, we're just looking from today forwards, yeah. Damon Deletti, the goalkeeper, he's had an amazing career with Lachlan Dreyer, our other goalkeeper. I think both have played over 90 internationals. At the moment, Deletti's the man. Dreyer was last year. He's had a superb tournament. It's almost like having Ian Healy and Rod Marsh at the same time and take your pick as the coach. Yeah, so it's a very fortunate position to be in. I think Damo's playing absolutely superbly. I haven't seen him play better than he's playing at this point in time, and Lockie Dreyer's supporting him to the utmost, and that's the great thing within this team. Everyone's supporting everyone else, and interestingly enough, Bruce, we've got two other goalkeepers, young Mark Hickman and Andrew Stewart, who are very close as well. Just finally, Terry, the balsam surface that you're using in Adelaide has been selected, I believe, for Homebush in 2000. Rick Charlesworth, I'm told, doesn't like it. The Dutch can't stand it. It's too bouncy. How do you feel about it? Well, we're quite pleased that the Dutch don't like it. We're playing pretty well on it, and I think that if you have a look at the quality of the games in this tournament, you can only be playing this quality of game on at least a good surface. Our players are very comfortable with it. We told them about it when the decision was made, and the response was very positive, and we can't control that. It's out of our control. The decision's been made, and so we'll take the best of the decision. It's like playing in the AFL. I mean, if you don't want to play in the AFL Grand Final and you don't like the MCG, you haven't got much of a choice. No, you really don't. Yeah. Job well done so far. The big hurdle still to go. Good luck this afternoon. Thanks very much, Bruce. Terrific, Terry. All the best. Australia playing Germany in the final of the Champions Trophy in Adelaide. A break from sports.